All right, you joined me here with some really interesting setup. It's a very sunny day. It is very bright outside, and I have tried to do my best to record the dashboard and the 360 and everything, but it is not easy on such a bright day. I'm going quickly to the World Market and wanted to record something again with 11.4.7 at this point. I did get the update. I already posted one video with the first drive. It was a longer drive, and also got some filters for my cameras to maybe reduce the glare and like with the bright sunlight. So we have to see how this all works out. And did some little thing here trying to avoid too much light coming from this side here to the dashboard, but then again it is very difficult. And it is the windshield and the Model X is not really the best for recording on bright sunlight. So that being said, here we go, going a bit on the interstate, and although I should go not on the interstate, well, let's go on the interstate. I might cut this out and then go back to just regular street driving. This here is on purpose. There's a lot of reflection coming from this white interior onto the dashboard, and it makes it very difficult to see on the camera. As usual, if anybody has any recommendation in terms of, do you want to have a recording of the dashboard and then having me put it over there, or are you just basically fine with seeing the dashboard from the GoPro itself directly? I don't know. I personally find it valuable. Okay, so this is not good, but either way, very early to get into this lane. But at least we indicated this time. And it shouldn't really come to a stop, so I'm pushing the pedal. I have somebody behind me. Taking the foot off the pedal, increasing the speed a bit here. This is how most people enter the interstate, so I don't really want to do this. I push the pedal. All right. And this towel is on purpose. Like I said, there's a lot of reflection coming. I have a little tiny towel here to reduce the glare from this side. But altogether it's not easy. But I love the new view of the rear view cameras. It's just awesome. Okie dokie. The sun is shining directly from above. So there are reflections everywhere. Those seats, I guess it would be better to have the black seats trying to do a YouTube channel. I have somebody coming up from behind. I think it's a Jeep. Might not be, but the car is driving a bit faster, so I would actually either get out of the way or drive a bit faster myself, which we can actually do, because the display is wrong. It is not 85 miles an hour. It over-reports. In my opinion, the car could keep up a little bit more. The gap is quite large. I understand that this would be the recommended gap, but this, especially in areas like California or so, this would be highly annoying, and people would constantly jump into that gap because you don't really keep up with traffic. I disengaged in order to go into the express lane. Disengaged in order to go into the express lane. I was thinking the recording was started, but it wasn't. So yeah, that disengagement was purposely. I didn't have to, but I wanted to choose this lane, so. But we have to get out of this lane, and the person next to me is accelerating. So let's see. There's some pickup truck coming real fast. And one thing I noticed is sometimes the car is not getting out of the express lane. And sometimes it does, even going over the double white line. So that's very interesting. I wanted to follow the navigation. So and one more. It doesn't really make sense to slow down in this middle lane and then go to the exit. But again, we see. So here it's going to be very interesting. I had this before. I actually need to be in the left lane, and actually we should have signaled. Should be in the left lane when it splits here, but the car is choosing to be in the right lane, and that's leading to all sorts of difficulty, because we actually should be in this left lane here in order to make the left turn that's coming up right when we make our turn here. So the car would have to go over multiple lanes in time, which is virtually impossible, and most of the times the car ends up having to go straight. So now we're slowing down, and I'm pushing the pedal because I don't really want to have the pickup truck behind me inconvenienced. So now we completely missed the turn, and we cannot make a U-turn here. I'm having my foot on the pedal because traffic here is rather fast. So yeah, that was a complete miss. And with the traffic as it is here, I don't really want to let the car play it out, because it is not nice towards other people. Let's put it this way. You shouldn't, come to a complete stop on the lane in order to correct the behavior or so. That's not good. Keep going. Rather pull over. Well, if FSD could do it, rather pull over or take a longer approach, but keep it moving. Don't just, start being slow when there's traffic that keeps moving. Not good. So we should come to a left turn. Let's see how this plays out here with the car trying to join. Are we trying not to block the intersection? It could be. And we should be going in a second. I don't understand how anybody could make a turn. A left turn or coming out here from that right hand side. So yeah, I disengaged because I wasn't really sure if the car would stop for the person making a left turn. And there was an opportunity to make the turn, but I don't know. Sometimes I want to be brave and let the car do anything that it wants to. But on the other hand, like right now, I'm pulling up a little bit more because I don't want people to end up having to overlap this lane. Yeah, so I don't really want to be sacrificing my car for something that goes wrong. But every now and then I'm also interested to see how the car is actually managing it. So, difficult decisions. I could have been long gone to the world market. Already been there. Maybe on the checkout line. And I'm pushing the pedal a bit too, so that others can come along here. Very confident turn. Not bad. Yeah, this one here is almost too easy for FSD. So this is our turn. Didn't really have anybody behind me, so that was good. And here's the world market, so I will take over now and park somewhere. Actually, I'm gonna park here. Alrighty, you joined me back here in the car, and I'm going back to my home area, and interesting. And I'm going to the post office, going a specific way where I used to have like this lane drifting, the Tesla drift, into turning lanes instead of going straight. So let's see if that happens again. That's kind of my reference to go that way. And I might cut out this part of the interstate, or maybe just speed it up. Let's see. Need to change lanes. Awesome. And we are going. People coming here from the right-hand side need to yield. Sometimes very interesting how that plays out. And here we go. I would indicate, everybody behind me indicates. I'm not really sure why the car is not doing it. Tesla, please fix this. It's indicating all the time for anything else, but not when it really counts. Piece of tire. Whenever you see like small pieces of tires laying around like this here, and then again, most of the times it could be an indication that there's a bigger chunk or the whole tire on the road. So obviously we passed the bigger part already, but as a hint, whenever you see fragments of a tire on your way, be prepared that there might be the rest of the tire laying on the road, so that you are not surprised. That was very interesting, indicating but then not really following through. And we can actually switch to another lane. So one thing I will do is, as soon as we are on the go for what we are on the go here for, I will delete that little target here, because I deliberately want to go that way to the post office. So otherwise I could have just stayed here on the interstate and then take the next exit. But that's not really doing what I want the car to do. I want to go a specific way. Which I rarely ever come this way and then turn right here, because going to my house I have to turn left. So yeah, we could go. And we remove it. So this right lane will end once I make the turn here. And I'm not really in a hurry to be in front of anybody, because with whatever I anticipate here, interesting. Seemed like the car behind me didn't want to let me in. A lot of police cars on the left hand side. So usually the car is drifting into right turning lanes, like this one coming up. So I'm kind of trying to look at the display, and it's indicating no, it's not going. 11.4.7, it was projected on the path, but it didn't go in there. And likewise, I have had the experience with this turning lane. I think it was on 11.4.3 or so, don't quote me on it, but I have a video on my channel. I had been drifting into the left turning lane here as well, and then the car corrected itself, and then there's another right turning lane drifting into that. So this is kind of my reference road here to see how the drifting has changed. And it was obviously not good in 11.4.4. It is still not fixed, but it's slightly better, maybe. Maybe not for everybody, but other, YouTubers experience the same issue. So sometimes it will go in here. Not today. How about here? Nope. Projected to go straight. And on the next stretch of way, I'm actually taking this exit here myself, driving, because it's always kind of a very sort of scary way how the car is making its way out of here. And I also purposely want to go this way because after that traffic light is a right turning lane, and the car constantly goes into this right turning lane. And the last time it was like so severe when that happened, it almost seemed like it would run over a sign. So I had to intervene. And one thing I would really love to do is not having anybody behind me here while I'm driving this way. So actually, in order to achieve this, I will turn here and try the whole thing again. That's not the way I want to go. There's a certain reason why I want to go on a particular part of road. So let's try that. So my towel here will not stick anymore. Let this person pass. I have somebody behind me again. It's not easy. Let's see if we can make it here. Obviously have somebody behind me again. Okay, let's see. So the car drifts into this right turning lane here, like it does right now. But then it realizes this is a turning lane or so, and then it's accelerating, then here it doesn't really know what to do. And you could see it was kind of going between left and right. And what actually happened is the last time it made the right turn, and I was kind of prepared to whatever happened, but it was rather really awkward. And I have it on camera, but the sunlight was so bright, the recording is not really usable, sadly. I may see if I can just, throw this material in somewhere. But yeah, it was very, I would say it was dangerous, outright. We could make it. There's nobody coming. See, those are the moments where I'm kind of like, what is happening? Cutting the corner with a pickup truck. So I will intervene here because it always goes into the wrong lane. So there's a mapping issue, I think. And here we go. All right. Car wash out of the way, and let's go back home. And purposely going a slightly different way today. See how that works out. And let me see if I can engage self-driving. All right. So it did correct the way on me again. I actually wanted to go a different way, which I had selected. Nevertheless, this way is okay too. So off we go. Speed limit is not 20. Yeah, I need to see if I can find the video that I recorded for that gas station situation there. And I should actually go the way a few more times just to see how it, reacts every time I'm going there. But right now I'm hungry. It is almost 5 p.m. and I would like to eat something. So the next intersection, there is a stop sign, not for this lane here, not for this road, but sometimes the car didn't really know what to do on previous versions. So not really with 11.4.4, but sometimes it was kind of slowing down here in this curve. And then you can see the stop sign there on the right hand side, which is not for this road. There are multiple stop signs, 3 altogether, and 1 on the left hand side. So yeah. Trying to see if the cameras are still recording because I have some connection issue here. Well, it is still recording. That was pretty good. It wasn't heartbreaking, it was just kind of slowing down slightly. And should come to a stop here. I know the car behind me is eager to go. I'm pushing it a bit because the car can't really see anything. And here we go. Almost home. I will call it a day. Upload the videos, download it, edit, and we're good to go. Yeah, I'm gonna go over here. Alrighty guys, see you the next time. Bye.